Hello and welcome to the Fundamentals of Selling. This is Spider Graham, and it's my pleasure to welcome you to this training. We're going to have a lot of fun here, but we're also going to learn a lot about the fundamentals of sales and selling. And almost regardless of what types of services or products that you offer, there really are some fundamental things that we can explore here and will explore that will allow us to do a better job of identifying the needs of our buyers, but also how we position ourselves as salespeople, how we get out in front of people, in front of the right people, and provide them with value, provide them with an understanding of what we bring to the table and why they should be interested. And a lot of what we're going to be dealing with in this course is really a lot about human behaviors. There's an awful lot of psychology that goes into selling, as you might imagine. And a huge part of what we really want to explore is our place in the model, and also the people that we need to talk to, the people we communicate with on a regular basis, and what we can do to help them along. Like I said, there's no universal definition. We could go to the dictionary and find a sales description, something, but it's not necessarily universal. Once again, not only are the customers and the people that we deal with on a regular basis all different, but so are we. And that's not a bad thing. We bring a unique aspect of our perspective to the world, as well as our strengths and weaknesses, into our sales process. And so understanding who we are and what we do, we don't have to be like everybody else, but we do want to find some of the fundamentals that work universally and also tailor them to who we are as individuals. So a huge part of what we want to do, of course, like I said, we don't want to be this guy. We don't want to be looked upon as somebody who's sleazy. And that happens more often than not. And we've all had experiences, not as salespeople, but as consumers at the other end of the line, where you get off the phone with somebody, you get out of a meeting, you feel like you want to go take a shower. You really don't want to be the person who inspires that kind of thing. So we really want to learn how to be good communicators. That's what sales is at its core. It's about effectively communicating information that will allow the people that you're talking to make informed buying decisions. I'm going to buy the product from you because you've told me all the information I need in order to make this decision. And it's a great decision. It's going to make me look like a superstar in my company or in my family or whatever it is. But like I said, a huge part of what we're doing here is relationship building. Let's just take sales out of the equation for a moment and say what we're doing is we're going to go out as individuals and we're going to make friends. That's what selling really is. I'm going to go create these meaningful relationships, and I'm going to figure out how to do a good job of cultivating them and maintaining them. And also it's going to be based upon the fact that the people I'm talking to respect me and they trust me not to hurt them, not to do something that's going to damage their reputation or take them in some way. It sounds so easy sometimes, doesn't it? But really at its core, that's what we're trying to do here. It's about finding the different products and services and ideas and concepts that we're going to appeal to the people we need to talk to, our markets, our audiences, our target, whatever it is. Of course, we want to make sure that we have a way of using the information that we're providing to influence people. We want to persuade them. We want to change how they see the world and how they think about things through our education, through our tutelage, if you will. And it's really, at its core, about the people. So keep that in mind. Now, of course, we're going to go a long way here. I want to talk a little bit about how we got started here, because I think it's an interesting look at the evolution of sales. And of course, once upon a time, sales didn't exist as a profession the way we know it today. It was really more of a necessary skill as part of a society. So for example, if you worked in a small village, let's go back even 1,000 years, the reality was that in order to be effective as an individual and to survive, you probably had to have access to a number of different things. Let's just say you needed some firewood, you needed some food, you needed some shelter, you needed clothing, you needed a number of things. Well, the good news was that we discovered that by grouping together and forming societies, it made it a lot easier because we had this division of labor we could work with. So instead of one individual constantly have to go work on the crops, and then when I'm done with that, I have to go hunting, and then I have to build my house, and then I have to chop firewood, then I have to haul water, blah, blah, blah. What we said is, okay, this guy over here, he's going to be the woodcutter because that's something he's good at and enjoys doing. This guy's going to be the farmer. This guy's going to make shoes. This guy's going to be the butcher, whatever it is. And what it allowed us to do now is say, okay, with all these different people handling all these things that we all need, now we can focus on the things that we're good at, the things that we can do very well, and we can start to barter. And I can say, okay, well, I'm going to take my cow into the butcher shop, and the butcher's going to handle the part that I don't want to do or can't do very well. And in exchange for the services the butcher provides, he gets to keep some of the meat. And the same thing is going to hold true. I'm the woodcutter, and I can trade wood in exchange for some clothing or for some seed or whatever it is that I have. So a lot of it was the bartering process. It was this interrelationship between people who needed different things. Now, today we've kind of narrowed it down. You give me money, I'll give you products and services. But if you think about money as just something that you can barter, then it kind of brings it back to its foundation. So I say, okay, well, I have corn that you're going to need to grow corn in the spring, so I'll use that, and I'll trade that for some chickens, and I'll trade that for some wood, and over here I'm going to get some new shoes, etc. So that's a huge part of what really started the process and how selling channels were developed.